Hello, everyone, and good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the London Session Market Color brought to you by the Value Flow Trading. And how are we doing today? How are we doing? Hope we're good. Hope we're fine. How are we doing? Right, Mr. Emmanuel, Mr. Ovizino, how are you doing? Hope you're good. How's your trading week going so far? So far, so good. So today we'll be looking at the market, what the market is doing, and awesome. Mr. Emmanuel said that he's doing great. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, we'll be looking at the market and the indices market to see what the market is doing. Currently, as we speak, it's in a very rough place, but then it is what it is. The market has been very, very interesting in the last 1 month. That's what I can say. Right? Mr. Ozino said very. Right. Okay, thought I got that message. Thought you wrote something. I didn't get it. All right, welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome. While we, head to the market streets, looking at what we can get this morning, what we can get this morning, what we can get this morning. All right, all right. So far, so good. It's been a battle between the US and other countries, especially Canada, Mexico, China, and recently the European Union were added to the tariff game also. If you can see, the market sold off heavily, and then it has been a consolidation. Say for the past time, today is what now? There's Monday. Yes, let me mark this out. Has been selling rapidly. However, you have been inside this consolidation since I think last week, right? Because of what? Basically because of fundamental. Because of fundamental. Recently, I saw the news. They added another tariff to European Union, that's EU, and they also retaliated because who wouldn't respond to such kind of economic is it sanction? Not sanction in a way, but economic measure, right? So they also retaliated, and then we see that the market has been selling off. In fact, US 100 is still kind of a bit good. By the time you go to individual stocks, you see that it's really, really bleeding. The likes of Palantir, Tesla, what's it called now? Most tech stock, they are tanking, especially, of course, with Tesla, it has to tank because of its own sentiment attached to it also again. So the market has really, really been in a very, very dicey position. And truly speaking, if you to be trading this market and eventually probably you got stopped out in a way or two, you shouldn't beat yourself that much because honestly, probably you shouldn't be trading this market in the first place, or it's just what it is. The market in this era, it's more tuned to fundamental, almost on not 90, let's give it 100% fundamental, right? Because any news, any significant, as we speak today, there'll be a call between President Trump and Putin on agreeing on what's it called, peace settlement for Ukraine. And if they're able to finalize that deal in terms of bringing the ceasefire deal on the table, then we should see the markets also react to that too, right? We should see the market react to that positively. And there's a talk going on that they might want to allow Russia back into the global market. If that talk should pull through, be rest assured, crude oil prices will tank, right? Crude oil prices will tank. And I'm even saying this particularly to us in Nigeria. Be ready for it, because if crude oil prices tank globally, meaning Nigerian economy also will be affected, because we are a petrodollar economy primarily, right? We all our revenue, all our budgets, they are pegging on what we are going to see from crude oil, and we've even sold some of this crude oil. So it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting. There's a whole lot of fundamental playing, and the best you can do is just to keep your eye looking at the market. If this happen, what is my next game plan, right? Personally, for me, technicals are I'm a bit off technical this season because I'm trying to position best for what will happen. For example, say that Russia did push through in terms of allowing them back into the global market. You're going to see a sharp tank across board. If you see a sharp tank across board, what will happen to our Nigerian economy again? You see the prices of crude oil that we are thanking God that it's going, yes, thanking God, let me use that word, that is rising, crashes down, that will affect our economy. If that affects our economy, what happens to our dollar to naira again? You already know. You already know. To the moon, right? And that, what does that say to your own personal finance? That suggests that you should brace up again for, of course, this is Nigeria economy. Not everybody is affected by economy. So let me just keep that to myself. But that is the whole roadmap of what I'm trying to, what I've been seeing on the market lately. So let's come back to US equities. US equities have been primarily affected, by the policy of the United States president, right? And as I said, and the tariff game plan is working, but then it's tanking the market, right? It's tanking the market because the sole purpose of this tariff is to ensure that they respond, right? They respond, and that's the other countries. And he's trying to see a way that, instead of his own citizens collecting money or paying the government, why other people in the US are doing business for free or almost free, why not collect money from those people for them doing business in the US, which is quite understandable if you're looking at it from that perspective. Also, by the flip side of it is, there are also other benefits the US have gotten from the previous deal they had before, right? But now it's off the table too. They are also receiving that sanction, right? So let's look at the chart and look at the technical part of things. I believe we all love the technicals, but then we have to just be in tune with what is happening in the market so that when your higher high and higher low is not being respected, you don't see yourself as not being good as a trader. It's just the market really doing what it knows how best to do. All right, all right, all right. On the US 100, that's US NASDAQ. Let me put it on the daily time frame so that on the daily time frame, we can see that we've had a heavy sell-off in this market, right? We've sold off heavily, taking every liquidity that we want to take, every liquidity spot has been taken, obviously, right? Every liquidity spot has been taken. And then if you're looking from a high time frame perspective, in terms of box pattern, yes, box pattern can be here. You can see it already, right? Because we'll consider this like a sweep, but then this is higher time frame, a daily time frame for that matter, right? Like a sweep to the upside and then a drop to the downside, and we expect what? There's a fair value gap above here that we expect price to come into again. We have a lot of fair value gaps. But we have a lot of fair value gaps. First one here and the second one here, we expect price to tap into that fair value gap and then start dropping to the downside again, right? And if we use our Fibonacci to measure this swing, so far so good. Using our to measure this swing, okay, we want to see at least price pushing to above 50 level, fib level, above the 50% fib level for us to start selling, yeah, for us to start selling, right? Now, because that is above equilibrium, and if that is the case, we expect probably something. We should look for a box pattern above here, on the lower time frame. Once we, once price begin to approach, probably 61.8 level. However, the normal box pattern that we have on the daily time frame, which is very significant, is what we have here, which is around 78.6% level, 78.6% fib level. So we're around there, just above it, right? The fair value gap just above it. So it's an interesting time ahead to see how the market is going to move. Personally, for me, all of this is predicated on the fact that I see something that changes fundamentally. If we are still seeing this tariff playing out across board, I'm going to slam 25%. Tomorrow you increase it to 50 and all of this. I wouldn't even want to take any position in this particular market. Instead, I'll look for other asset classes that I can trade with peace. Because while all of this, guys, and we've said this at the beginning, probably February, second week of February or so, we mentioned that while all of this economic tension is happening, the best pair to trade is still gold, right? Because when you are having tariff plan with tariff war with Canada, US, China, I mean, the best thing you should do is investors are going to take out their money and then try to invest in a safe haven asset, which pair is the safe, is the best safe haven asset now is the gold, right? It used to be the dollar, but then the dollar now itself is in trouble, right? So what's the next thing you want to do? You want to fly to, gold and then take some position on gold, and you can see that gold has been pushing to the upside heavily, right, in the recent times. So let's look at the market on the 4-hour time frame. I believe we see something very significant also on the 4-hour time frame. For now, we are in a range. We are in a range, and on this lower time frame. But then let's look at it from other. All right, all right. So this level we marked out is quite significant in terms of our daily. What's it called now? Our daily box pattern. The box pattern we saw on the daily time frame is quite significant because just below here we have like a breaker block around here and then a fair value gap that followed, and price hasn't tested into that fair value gap. So we expect that if price come to this zone inside this blue box here, right? Let me mark the second blue box. We should see some significant, push to the up to the downside, right? So price coming into this blue box, we should see is some significant push to the upside, to the downside, right? For this morning, intraday trade, I don't have any particular intraday trade I'm looking at for this market. I'll just be patient, looking at what the market is doing, especially on the deal, the phone call between President Trump and Putin, right? I'll be looking out for the release, the news, right? Of course, you'll not be there when they're making the call, for the news and the updates after all of that. What was the conclusion? That is what I'll be looking at this morning, just to make sense of what the market is going to do or how the market is going to react. Right. So that being said, let's go to US 30. US 30 also on the daily time frame, they all sold off. On the daily time frame, they all sold off heavily, right? All sold off heavily. It was the last swing we had on US 30. Last swing we had on US 30. This is looking like the last swing, actually. Last higher, lower high. So the last lower low, right? Okay. All right. No. Ah, what's happening in my mouse? Okay. So we expect that price is beginning to, of course, price is beginning to push to the upside, and then above 50% fib level, we expect like for us to start selling from there because that is above equilibrium, right? Excuse me. That's above equilibrium, and then we expect that the market starts selling off, like giving us a huge sell-off from that zone, right? And by the time we go to 4-hour time frame, we probably can see something really significant on that level. Okay, I'm seeing like a clear box pattern coming. Let me set this feed again. All right. On the 4-hour time frame, interesting. On the 4-hour time frame, this is what we have. Another box pattern which is very clear, right? For a sell. For a sell. Another box pattern for a sell somewhere around here. This one is even quite obvious, right? The other sweep, break to the downside, and then fair value gap that this is serving like a stronger compliance for this market already around that zone. What do we expect? We expect that price is going to tap into the zone and then start selling up, right? Also, if we look carefully, like a box pattern also has happened on the 4-hour time frame, this lower time frame for a buy, like a buy box pattern setup, right? For those that understand how to use the setup, you can see last sweep, the sweep of the last low, and then we have like a break. We've seen like a break. Of course, it's with weak. Price broke to this place with weak, right? Because of the because of the Fibonacci, I believe we can see it clearly, right? Price broke through this though it's weak. So one thing I'll be waiting for also is to see like a break of this one, of this next zone. Right? Price breaking through the next one, through this next. Okay, sorry. So I'm waiting for a break above this and then a retest. We have fair value gaps here. We have fair value gaps above. This fair value gap has been retested. I'll be looking for this one above. Probably price coming again to test it. But ultimately, the most what's it called, reliable setup will be price coming down here again, right? There's a other block around here which has not been tested. So the price can come back and then test this other block for it to start pushing to the upside, right? So this is purely technical based, nothing in terms of fundamental supporting it. But then if you want to take this trade, you can just watch out for fundamental news. This is like an intraday kind of trade setup on the US 30. So can wait for price to come either this zone and then look for lower time frame box pattern either on 5 minutes or say 10 minutes or 15 and then take the short to the upside, or the second area of interest will be this zone, right? And then price coming to this zone, ultimately we should see that push against the upside, right? That being said, if we still have the prevailing condition in the market still the same, but if there's any news that comes out again in terms of major policy news, we expect this box pattern to be violated without even any remorse, right? There's no even testing and probably trade doing 1:1. It's most likely we just come violate it and keep selling to the downside. So all of this is predicated on the fact that the economic news or economic releases that we have currently still remains the same without much of drama in the market again. All right, that being said, we can look at the last one for today, and then that's the S&P 500, S&P 500, right? Also, that market has been selling off heavily, almost the same thing like the US 100, that's the Nasdaq, right? We have a clear box pattern on the daily time frame, right? Of course, not as clear as NAS 100, but then it's still obvious, right? Still obvious. And then if we use our Fibonacci from the last spring point to this zone, okay, right? Price has also cleared all the liquidity point. And what are we expecting? We're expecting that we see a push above the 50% fib level. We want to see a push above the 50% fib level for us to start selling, right? Because structurally speaking, the market is in a sell now, right? The market is in a sell, right? And of course, the major driver of that. I wouldn't want to repeat myself again. Okay, on the 4-hour time frame, what are we seeing? What are we seeing on the 4-hour time frame? You have okay, there's no clear box around the 4-hour time frame. Okay, there's no clear box for the 4-hour time frame, except if we want to use the analysis from the daily time frame, and then we want to consider this to be a box pattern, right? Meaning price swept through this and then came down, but then it's not as clear as the one we have on Nasdaq, that's US 100, right? So it's not as clear as what we have on US 100 and also US 30. So for now, I just as well just leave this for S&P 500 in terms of the technical, right? The box pattern here is not really clear, right? Unlike the US 100 and the S&P 5 and the US 30. But then we can still look at it for further clarity. We have something like this, okay? We have like a box pattern also for a buy, right? The one for sell is not clear, but then the one for buy, which we eventually drive price to the upside, is quite clear because I mean, this is what we have here, right? Price sweeping through, quite clear, interesting. So price sweeping through the previous low and then breaking structure to the upside, right? You have something like this. You have something like this. A sweep, a break, and then we want to see a retest, right? Price coming back to this area. Let's look on the 1 hour if we have something very significant there. Sorry. In the 1 hour. Okay, have another block. Let me put on 2 hours. You can see it's very clear. Okay, this other block has really been tested. The other block has been tested by the next candle. So, but price can still come back all the way again to test this to start pushing to the upside, right? But this is a very clean trade. This is a very, very clean trade for a buy, right? A very clean trade. Meaning if price come back to this zone, we should expect to see that buy to the upside. Right? If price come back, we should expect that buy to the upside. I mean, you see something like this, and then where are we buying to? Want to buy, the first TP should be on 50% fib level, right? Our first TP should be probably 50% fib level. I don't know if that's correct, what I just drew now. No, that's overboard. All right, somewhere around here, right? Because you expect to start selling off from 50%. Anything above 50% fib level, you expect a sell off. So, and these are what I'm looking at for today on the market. Also, I'm big on fundamental, right? I've also said that countless times. I'm very, very big on fundamental, looking at what the market's going to do in terms of what President Trump is going to say, because that alone can change the course of everything we have so far in this market. All right, that being said, it's a good time to ask a question. Do we have any question? Did you find this analysis helpful? Ayuba, Abila, Mangot, Mr. Mangot. Anyway, Omode, Amos, Mr. Oni, Oluwashe, good morning. Oroma and Samuel. How are you doing? Samuel, how are you doing? How are you doing? Do we have any question? Do you have any question? Do you have any question? Let me know in the chat box, please. Do you have any question? Do you have any contribution? Any question? Any contribution? Good. Yeah. All clear. All clear. Interesting. Interesting. I'm waiting for the rest of us. Waiting for Roma. I'm waiting for somewhere. I'm waiting for Mangot. Are they there? All right. It's all good. It's all good. All right. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, the market is just correcting. S&P has done 10% already. Yeah. Yeah. All right. All right. So we'll be reconvening by 2 p.m. for the London session, for the New York session market color, and by then we'll be having Abigail, giving us analysis on the commodity market, what is happening around the market. All right, all right. If it will go down 10% again, then we should expect a push up then after. All right. I don't know if you can explain what you mean by that. I'm trying hard to understand it. If it will go down 10% again, then okay. Yeah. Yes. I understand. We expect to see that rally before we see it. And on that tanking against the downside. So it's been very interesting, guys. The market has really been interesting. You just have to just watch and be looking what is happening, because one news is down again. One news is up. Very, very interesting time ahead. All right, guys, we'll be meeting again by 2 p.m. for our, New York market color session. Just so you're informed, our ATM cash flow training will be starting. I want to believe this week, right? And if you're interested, ensure you enroll for the training. Ensure you get signed up, right? You have somebody that you know wants to learn how to trade the fundamental, how to trade the synthetic market, right? Not affected by all of these news we are discussing, right? You just have to understand your technicals very well. And we have built a system that allows to, trade that market efficiently. So if you're somebody or you are the somebody yourself, ensure you send us a message and we're going to, respond back to you and get you onboarded. Also, our bots are available for those that are extremely busy, but then they want to still make money from the market, right? Our bots are available. Believe me, they have been doing impressively well, right? So we have that. And if you're also interested in that, send us a message on WhatsApp. We are going to respond back to you. Of course, all of this comes with its own, proof. Just so you know, we have data available to show you that they are working. It's not like what you have in the market there, right? You have solid optimized bots. They have been tested and tried. All right, that being said, thank you all for joining. We meet again by 2 p.m. for our New York market color session. Until next time, cheers and God bless. I wish you all a profitable trading. Thank you.